Hello tankers, this is NK33 and I thought I'd show you a couple of my replays. And specifically what I'm looking at is watching the minimap. In this particular case, you've got your opposition isn't really paying attention to what's going on in the minimap. And in both cases I take absolutely ludicrous advantage of it. It's one of the reasons I've got the mini-map so big, so I can see it. Now in this case I'm top tier. I'm in the M4 Panther, which is basically the Panther with the 75 that's been made to look like the Wolverine. Now we've got the usual lemming train that's heading up to the cliff, and I suddenly realized, no, we need to support the other side. And I've got a couple of people at the tail end of the lemming train made the same decision. So get up here to the usual sniping spot, or spotting spot I should say. And I see absolutely nothing. I mean, you can see the reticle bouncing around as I'm looking. And I basically figure the heck with this. Okay, there's one.
Enemy armor is damaged.
Pull back.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
Okay. So I basically say, the heck with it, I'm heading up. He's pulling back. I think he was by himself, basically, and that's the reason I came up here, because these guys are all parked there.
Enemy is hit.
And I've got all of these people who are just camping the base. Okay.
Ricochet.
Now, I probably should have switched to APCR, but was grinding credits at this point.
We didn't even scratch them. Enemy armor is hit. We didn't penetrate their armor.
Okay. There's a Chaffee at a run.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
We've got an IS positioning himself over there.
Penetration. That one didn't go through. Enemy armor is hit.
Now in that case, I wasn't paying attention that Su-122 pulled out. Now he's pulling back. Get back under cover. Now at this point, he's not paying attention because he's getting taken from the side and the rear.
That one bounced.
He dives off a cliff. And these guys don't seem to realize they've been flanked. You know, they're not paying any attention.
Armor is destroyed.
And the OI gets taken out. There he is.
They're knocked down.
I mean, they didn't notice they'd lost this entire flank and we were coming up around them. And so that, you know, it's never a good thing to ignore the minimap. Now in this case, as you can see, we have a 29% chance of winning. Less experienced players against a very good team. But again, they're not going to have good map awareness, and that ironically is what's going to save us. It's what's going to turn this into a victory. I'm in the WZ-111, the Chinese premium, or as I think of it, it's the Chinese IS-6 that you point at the enemy.
Move out.
Now my initial thought was I was going to follow that IS-6 up there to see what he did. And basically just give him support. But then he sort of wandered over here, and I didn't want to do that. And there's that IS-3 coming up behind. So I decided I was going to see what this area was, the central road on the bridge. So I followed him. He got into a good cover position. I started to get into a good cover position. I've got a better slope on my front glacis than he does. So I took this position, and frankly I didn't see anything over there. There's nothing over on the corner over there either. Turned the gun, looked, figured, alright, I'm going to cross the bridge. Let's see if I can sneak up on anybody hiding over here or somebody in the traffic circle. Wait for the IS-3 to catch up. keep running into the sides of the buildings. Nothing. So, me being, I'm well aware that I'm way too aggressive. So I'm trying to be careful. There's that IS-3. We're basically flanking each other. And we haven't seen anything. Yep. There's the first tank I've seen. It's the Hummel. I've been spotted. Waiting to reload. He's going. Now at this point I noticed that we're down 6-1. There doesn't seem to be anybody in the cap circle. I've got an IS-3 and that T-37 following me. And he's in the cap circle. I'm not yet in the cap circle. He takes out that. And then I suddenly realize I better get my ass in the cap circle. Because we're down 2-9. Okay, I've been spotted. And there's that
Track hit.
SPC. No, that IS-3 is tucked in there good. And the T-37 is in there. We're down.
Penetration.
Okay. I hit that SP-1C. Now you notice none of their fast tanks are coming back, except that one, to try and reset. I mean, let's back up a bit and pause it. Let's take a look. You've got the SPC-1 that was guarding the base. You've got this VK-2808. But at the same time, you've got a Cromwell, you've got an AMX CDC, you've got an AMX 1375, you've got 3 people on the frickin' cap circle that have been there for a while, and nobody is trying to come back and reset. Nobody. I mean, we didn't have 3 people on the cap circle at all times. At one point, we only had 1, and the Hummel spotted us coming up way before then. So nobody came back to reset? Nobody?
Enemy is hit.
I mean, it's a cheap win. I'll take it. But come on, guys. Look at the mini-map. You're just giving it away. Now they're trying to cap, but it's way too late. Now this was a game that was supposed to be 29% chance of winning. And we won because all of these good players all decided they were going to go farm damage, or it was somebody else's job to reset the cap. You know, don't ever give up. Sometimes even good players will do something really stupid and you'll get the win. And before you think that I'm picking on other people, unfortunately, I've been guilty of it. Now in this particular case I was doing the on-track for the Churchill, and so I was grinding a lot of Churchill games. And the Churchill one is slow. I mean, you can outrun a TOG, but just about anything else, forget it. No. Now this is TOG, this is Malinovka and counter, so there's going to be a great big rush.
Let's get this show on the road.
Rush up the hill. Now, what that BT-7 was doing, I can't figure out. Unless he was getting lag spikes of some kind. But we've got all of these fairly quick tanks. And of course, everybody stops to shoot at the shiny. Now, the enemy have captured the base right now.
Critical hit. We didn't even scratch them. Enemy is hit. Enemy armor is hit.
Now, where... That BT-7
Enemy armor is damaged.
is trying to snipe. And we've got an enemy...
Enemy armor is destroyed.
The Covenanter is going into the town. At this point, I should have been just screaming to reset the cap. Somebody go down there and reset the cap. But I didn't. The BT-7 is sitting there. He's still trying to snipe at these people. The enemy now have 2 in the cap.
We didn't penetrate their armor. One of our tracks is damaged. That one bounced.
Now somebody is finally saying, hey, how about a reset on the cap?
Penetration. One of our tracks is damaged. Enemy armor is hit.
Now we've got an M2 and a BT-7 artillery, and they're just sitting there. Now at this point I realized
That one bounced.
we're going to lose, so I'm just farming damage.
Got him.
And we've lost. Now, what have we got that's still alive? We got a BT-7 artillery, which is known for its speed. We've got an M2 medium, which is also fairly quick. The Martyr's up here with me. We've got 2 Churchills. They wouldn't be able to get over there unless we threw them off a cliff. The Grant is also fairly speedy. But the Grant... Okay, so there's the M2 medium. There's the Churchill, the Somna. There's the Grant. There's the Stug. The BT-7 and the M2 would be the best ones to go try and break the cap, but they didn't. The Covenanter went into the little city over there and got killed. The point I'm trying to make is, if you hear that siren going off and you see the base captured, don't make the assumption that anybody is going to care about it but you. If you've got a fast tank, go back and do the reset, unless you're in the middle of a battle. Because trusting that your teammates will go do it is a losing game. In this particular case, because this is a Tier 5 game, there's a whole bunch of people who, quite honestly, couldn't find a cap circle if they tried. At the game with the WZ-111 I showed you, the WZ-111, in that case, the rest of the team, all of those purples who were making it a 29% loss, or a 29% chance for us to win, were too busy farming damage in WN8 to go do something like reset the cap, despite the fact that they would have had 3 tanks that they could have farmed that were undamaged. If you're farming damage, resetting the cap usually means you're going to find a tank that you can kill easily. But no, they were busily farming damage at the other end of the map. Nobody wanted to turn around and go reset. So, if you hear that siren and you don't see somebody on the map turning around and going back to reset, you know, you're going to have to do it yourself, because nobody is going to do it for you. Well, I hope this video was interesting, although it was probably as irritating for you as it was for me. But the lesson still stands. You know, go reset the cap yourself. Look at the minimap. Watch what's going on around you. It's the key to winning and losing. Well, if you like this, I hope you will subscribe or give the video a like, and I'll see you on that battlefield. Bye.